Hi, Linda, welcome. Hi, Brenda.
Hey, you're making me want to have a snack.
Well, it's my dinner time, so.
Hello.
I thought I'd be on camera. I could be off camera and chew.
Good
Good evening, everyone.
evening. Remember me?
Who's that?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Mine.
it is Mina.
Yes, it is.
Hola, Mina.
Hola. How are you?
I'm well.
Good, good. How's everyone
Good
else?
afternoon. Good afternoon,
Good afternoon. Who's that with all the numbers?
David Romeo.
Oh, hi, David.
Hello.
Hello, how are you? Hello, everyone.
I am well.
Evening.
I'm grateful that you all came on such a lovely evening. Because we could be out enjoying the park.
We should hold our meetings in the park when it's warm.
Problem is, yeah, we could, because if we came back in September, that could be the park.
Why not?
I think open meeting laws require that we are in a public place. There's an
Park
open
is
meeting
public.
law. I don't know. Who's that? Khalil? Is that possible? You can have a community board meeting outside of the community board building? Is that true?
I'm not necessarily certain about open space as in a park or such, but they're usually held within facilities that meet certain requirements by city policy, such as like ADA accessibility, et cetera, so forth. And though parks do meet those requirements, I'm not necessarily certain about general board meetings being held out in open areas or so forth like that. So that's something to make an inquiry about. And so far as I've known, community board meetings have always or mostly been held at MS 61.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
Committee meetings can happen anywhere. It's just a matter of retaining the record, attendance, and so forth like that.
Oh, like the minutes.
Right.
Oh, so in September, we could meet someplace in the park. Okay, Mina,
If the committee decides
it's
to,
up to you.
yes.
Pick a park. Pick a park, we'll show up.
You know my favorite.
Oh, yeah. Why not? Are there seating there?
I'm sorry. Other,
There's seating there? Like, I know you run in the park, so I'm not sure that there's places where you could. I mean, some of us are older.
Well, what about that area that Deborah keeps telling us about with the amphitheater?
oh,
You
there
need to
aren't
sit down and
seats there.
shush. It doesn't exist yet.
Come on. The
I
bar-
met Deborah on Saturday, actually.
Yes, she was very happy that she was at the
fair.
event.
It was a good event.
Good. I'm glad that it worked out.
It was nice.
And you had good weather, right?
Perfect weather. Perfect. A little warm, but perfect.
Well, a little warm is perfect for, a street event, an outdoor event. You don't want it to be too breezy, you know what I'm saying? Then your stuff blows away and then it's a thing. Are we waiting for Nicholas? Linda.
Hmm?
No, it's suddenly you binged.
That is my, I'm on my computer and apparently it's gonna ding every time I get an email. Yeah. I'm playing with the backgrounds, I think. I'm getting here. Is Richard having an issue with his microphone? He's,
No,
oh, I was like, why is he writing notes?
I'm just playing. Where is our host? Come on, I don't want to hang here. Just,
Oh, wait a minute. Mina,
I'm
aren't
gonna
you the
be
vice
on by
president?
8, because 8 o'clock, I have to find out how you hold insurrectionists
yeah,
accountable.
that's what I want to find out too.
Oh,
Okay, but I think
Yeah.
Mina is the vice president. You actually could.
I am, aren't I? Did we
Yes,
hear
my love,
from
I think you-
Nicholas? Did we? Let's,
I have not.
He just called me, so I don't know what he's up to, but
Today's Thursday.
Okay, at 7:11, we should start.
okay, call into order at 7:11. Okay. Let me find our,
I have the board and the community I have the roll call ready, so I can do
Okay.
that. If you could pull up the agenda, that would be
Yeah.
good.
let me pull it up now. Let's see. Hope he's all right.
Yes, let's hope the best. I've got an agenda up.
Okay. I was just trying to close out things on my other screen.
Yeah,
Use both screens.
you have two, Mina, do you have two like screens? Two separate physical screens?
Well, at home I do. I'm at my parents' right now.
Oh, I see.
I brought one of my screens with me because I had to work from here.
Yeah.
But I have two, at home I have a setup with two screens
Kind of cool.
because I can't see anything. Because like you said, some of us are older. Ha, ha, ha. But you're
Ha
right.
ha ha.
All right, so I have the agenda up and I also have you guys up on the other screen. So it is 7:11 and I would like to.
Okay,
call-
I'll do the roll call
Okay. All right.
and.
Order.
see if I can do that.
Should I switch screens?
I'm so smart. I said it now. I can't find it. There it is. Okay. So Naomi? No. Amy? Mine is here. Okay, community residents, Pamela. Was that Ansley? Julia's here. Richard is here. Brenda is here. David is here. Eric is not here. And then we have other people who are on the screen. Can you, Linda, can you tell us?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Yes,
Okay, I'm a board member. So
you're
I
a
am,
board member. Okay.
yeah, so I'm trying to visit every committee as best as I can. And I've only been to yours once, so I'm back.
Okay, so board member. Okay, so we have 2 board members. Richard, you're not a board member, are you? No. you're not. Okay, so we've done that roll call. So then the next thing is the agenda.
Welcome, everyone.
Okay, go ahead.
Welcome, everyone, to the June 9th Parks, Recreation, and Culture Committee meeting. Does everyone here know each other? I think.
Hello, I'm finally here.
Oh, shucks, I
Uh.
can't rule the world.
What happened is
Welcome.
that the last reminder sent me to WebEx. I'm sitting in WebEx. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. It was kind of confusing because I had a calendar notice. The calendar notice sent me to WebEx, and I said, let me go back and check. I'm sorry, guys.
It
Okay.
happens.
Okay. We
Yes,
called the
it
meeting
does.
to order and we were just doing.
That's
welcome.
good. That's good. You guys, you all have the agenda from before. I'm glad you got started. Right? That's the reason we have a very competent vice chair in Maina Lakute.
Okay, well, it was Brenda's idea, but I'm Julie's idea. So.
All right. So because I could thank you for coming in, and then where were you guys in the agenda?
Greeting.
Oh, you're still at greetings, so I get it the right time. Okay, go ahead. So everybody introduce themselves already?
Except for Linda, and she just finished telling us. So yes, now we're done.
Linda, what's non-lottery? Yes. Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad, Linda, you're there because we had a good conversation during the fair, and I think John is the committee. The meeting is. I'm very happy that you're here. Okay. So I will go back to the agenda now. Let's see. Okay. How many? Oh, we have 9 people, so we'll definitely have a quorum today. Let's see. We have Julia. Julia, did you do roll call yet, Julia?
We did?
Okay, so how many people, voting members do we have?
Everyone can vote because everyone here is on the list.
Everyone is
I would-
on the list. I
If
mean,
you
I'm
are-
talking about committee members, warned by.
Committee members, right.
Right,
We don't
right,
have
right.
any, like,
I
wait a minute,
see
is-
Warren
is
here.
Khalil telling us something different? Is my understanding that if you're a committee member or a board member, you can vote?
Hi folks, I'm just here spectating. I work at BBG and I just thought I'd join in a meeting and just spectate if that's okay.
Okay, I
thank
don't have
you.
you on, I didn't have you on the list either, so.
So please note, we have a couple of visitors because this is a public meeting. Everybody is entitled to be here. Okay.
Does he count as the 9?
Yeah, he's counted as the 9 participants. So we're
Okay,
total of
then you
8
only have
people. 8 people. He's the
You don't have
only
enough.
non-community member or board member. So hopefully next year or next season we'll get a lot more. So Mr. Did he introduce himself?
He
Warren?
did not, other than he just said he was a visitor.
All right, Warren, can you tell us a little bit about who you are and
Yeah,
so I would
I
appreciate, yeah. Mhm.
I work at BBG and
Okay.
so kind of neighbor. I don't live in CV9, but I just wanted to see what your committee is doing really, just a
What do-
spectator.
What do you
we
do
are-
at BBG?
I run the horticulture department, so
Okay.
I have an interest in parks, green spaces, gardens, that kind of thing.
I think I saw you make a presentation early on during the shadow, Fight
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Sunlight.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yes, okay, then. Okay,
All right, so let's go from there. All right, everybody saw the minutes of the last few meetings. We would like to see if, since we have a quorum today, I will make a motion to approve those minutes unless some changes, you want to make some changes to them. If not, the floor is open for the changes. I think all of them, all the minutes has been mailed to everyone.
Okay, so why don't you do it one at a time and then it can be an item. So May, whatever month you go.
I think we gotta do April and May. And not even April and May, March, April, and May, we didn't have a quorum, what basically we have a notes. So it's those last two. So March and April, because, okay?
March and April.
Well, I'm gonna move a movement to approve the minute for the March meeting. Do I have a second?
Yes.
Okay. Are there any discussion? Seeing none. All in favor, please vote by saying aye.
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 Okay. Any
Opposed.
abstention? Anybody oppose?
Passed.
Seeing none, so meeting for the March meeting has been approved. So now I'm making the motion for the approval of the minutes of April meeting. Is there a second?
Second,
Okay, this is seconded by somebody
David
on the,
Romeo.
oh, David Romeo. Thank you, David. Okay. Discussion? Changes? Addition, deletion? Seeing none? Let's go to a vote. Let's call the question. All in favor to approve the minute for the April meeting,
Aye.
please signify by saying aye.
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 Any,
Aye.
okay, any opposed? Seeing none, any abstention? All right. So we can note that the meeting for April, the minutes for the meeting has been approved. The meeting for May was the notes that Julia was a set of notes. I think we sent that too. So we can go over that. If you have not received it, it's probably be posted. And there were not official minutes because we never had a quorum, it was just a discussion. So then we can move on to the next item in the agenda, which is public commentary. Are there any public commentary?
Public comment?
Yes,
No.
public comments. Mhm.
No.
No one, okay,
Wait a minute,
So
wait a
that-
minute, wait a minute. I have a public comment. So
sure.
in the future going forward,
Mhm.
it is my understanding that in the May meeting, Deborah Kirshner from the Parks and Prospect
Prospect
Park
Park
Alliance
Alliance. right,
Alliance made a presentation. That presentation then constitutes on her part, that presentation constituted a presentation to Community Board 9. There were 3 people in that meeting. Our community is bigger than 3 people. In the future, if someone needs to make a presentation that's an official presentation, we need to have more than a notice, 1 week notice. You know, she just popped up. She wasn't on the agenda. We
My
can't,
understanding.
go ahead.
When you're finished, my understanding that it was not a presentation, it was an announcement for an activity to come. And that's the reason she was allowed to make that presentation. Not presentation, that announcement. Because there's somebody thought she was going to make a presentation and I had to make the correction. No, it was just that she popped up to make an announcement. So it wasn't a presentation. I agree with you with the process and the procedure to have, usually when we get a presentation, we usually will know way in advance. And it's also scheduled in the agenda. Because anybody, because when she made her announcement, it was part of public commentary. So that was in that part. So that's the way I looked at it.
Okay, I appreciate it. Okay.
Mhm. So, any other public commentary? Because we want to try to move the agenda pretty quick, if I may add, because I like most of us will want to go and watch the hearing at 8 o'clock. Okay, so so let's move on. Item 3, just want to hear your comments. Keep them short about the fair at one of my hotel last Saturday. What do you think? And this is a kind of a activity that originated from this committee, which turned out to be a board-wide activity. Who would like to give us an evaluation? What was good, what was bad, how can we do better?
I would like to comment.
Sure. So I want to see if you like to say something. You could use your raise hand button and then you go. Okay. Go ahead, Mina.
I was happy to be at the fair. It turned out really well. Met a lot of people in the board and outside of the board. A lot of the vendors were a lot of useful vendors for the community. The only thing one thing I would change next year if we have it again is community board members to have maybe a name tag that identifies us as community board members. Because a lot of people, even through COVID, we haven't met a lot of the new board members, and just knowing who someone you're standing next to helps. I thought it was funny. I walked past Fred Baptiste and I didn't know who he was until someone said, "That's Lina." Yes. And then we introduced ourselves. And I did meet a few other people, recognizing their voices from being, remote. But it was I think it was well attended. It was a good spot. I think we could use more of the park next time if we do it.
Yes.
And as you were saying, Nicholas, maybe to have a higher stage where people could see more. I think actually the DJ was very well. He played very well. He played a little bit of something for everyone.
Right.
And I think that helped the crowd stay engaged as well as the vendors stay engaged. One thing I would say is if we could somehow get the vendors, the event was going to end at 4 and for them not to wrap up around 3:30, 3:45, because if you're going to be there till 4, be there till 4.
Right.
Excuse me. But I mean, they were very gracious for just even coming out, but that's just one little thing. Because if we say till 4 o'clock, if some people are running late or whatever, if they're there, that would help. A lot of them did leave a lot of information behind that was taken to the office, like anything that wasn't handed out, they gave out, they left with us. So I think it went well, and that's all.
Thank you.
Oh, wait, I lied, not all. If next time we should have an area, not just for regular garbage, but since there were some people there from the environmental,
Committee?
the garbage, Department of Garbage people.
Sanitation?
Thank you. That's the word. I think that we should try to recycle, because we were giving out water bottles, but we didn't have anywhere to put our recycled
Good.
water bottles that were done. So I think that that would be something that we should look to do next time. And
Well,
that,
when you're done, I just want to make a couple of comments.
excuse me, I'm done. Thank you.
All right, the first one you point out, we ran out of time. The idea was to identify board members. Actually, everybody was supposed to get a T-shirt saying board member 9, and that was a discussion. But by the time the vendor that was contacted could not deliver them on time. So this is something definitely that's going to be remedied for next term, because if you look at the agenda, I think what I come after here, so I will expand on that. And I think all the points you made are well taken, and we're going to take notes. And when we do this again, I think the will is to do it again. Then definitely all this should be taken into consideration. Okay. Anybody else who was there? Also, we had suffered from a lack of volunteer. There was a call for volunteer from the member of the board. We didn't get, I was hoping to get a lot more people there. Anybody else who was at the fair like to make any comments? And I was hoping I tried to send an email to all the people that presented for us throughout the year to come. Very few of them responded. Just a couple of them just responded. And I think with next year, this is something we could start planning for in September. So that'll give us a lot more time. It was a learning process for everybody involved. And then we could see that this is something that we can do that is going to be very beneficial to the community. Okay. The other thing, one of the things I was hoping that we do is, and I tried to engage somebody to do that, but that person didn't show up, is to create a video documentation of the fair. I spoke to a friend who said he was interested in doing that because he has a TV show on work. So, but he never showed up because somebody was looking for content for his TV show, but this is one thing he didn't show up. So this is something we could definitely work on, because one of the things this board was cited is the fact that we don't publish, we don't broadcast or publish our meeting and all this stuff. I mean, that's what we were cited for as a board, not to have a TV presentation. And I think this is something we're probably going to try to work on. Okay.
Looks like Julia has her hand up.
All right, go ahead, Julia.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate the portion of the of Nicholas's comments about people having short notice. It was there were people in the community that were really upset about it having short notice. There were people who would have been willing to participate had we not had short notice. So I'm agreeing, and I've been saying this all along, that we should have, start planning as of September, and Mina is, a person who does this for a living, and she told us from the very beginning that people take a long time to plan these. And although it was nice, and I wasn't able to attend, and I was a little annoyed I wasn't able to attend because I was given such short notice. So I can't say it enough. But that's my point.
Anymore, because this is segue exactly into to avoid what happened here. That I was going to segue us in the next agenda item. Are there any people who like to give evaluation that have attended and would like to say anything? I'm going to put somebody on the spot if she's still there. It's our eminent secretary, Miss Linda Watson-Lord.
Hi.
Hello.
I really can't really be for or against because it was my first time. So I was more watching to see, or looking on to see how it's done, how y'all do it. Because I wasn't sure if it was done before. So I really can't make a comparison on nothing. I thought it was, for me, for the first timer, I thought it was good. I thought that a lot of work went into it. I must say that the board, the district manager and Khalib and Mia, they were extremely hard.
These
I
are,
mean,
you know,
extremely
they are the
hard.
heroes. I'm sorry to interrupt.
I mean, I
All the
can't,
success is them.
yes, I can't, that, if I had to give 120% of everything, I would have given it to those three people.
Please
Yes,
give it to them. They deserve it.
there were other board members who helped do stuff, but we must always be conscious and know that everything is not according to what we like, because everybody's an individual and they contribute at their own strength and their own availability and their own affordability also. So those that put in, we thank them. Those that can't, we wish they could have. And those that didn't, we're sorry. And that's me.
Thank you. Appreciate it. So, are there any other evaluation comments regarding the district fair? Is Khalid is here?
Yes,
Khalid? Well,
I'm here.
I think I would love to hear from you. What you think? Because you put in a lot of work in getting this thing done.
Oh, well, I probably shouldn't go over that here because we actually will be having a staff and executive joint meeting or post committee meeting where we'll go over shortcomings or means of improvement, et cetera, so forth. But in general, it's been a well-received fair and we've received nothing but compliments and not necessarily any complaints, but rooms for improvement, such as what Mina had brought up in terms of being more on top of the sanitation and recycling aspect of the fair. That's, something for us to think about and to allow vendors have their own tents for just in case in terms of the weather, things like that. But overall, it was a very well executed fair.
Okay. Anybody else would like to chime in? Well, with that, let's go to the next agenda, because what I'm suggesting that comes from this committee is to have a resolution for the next community fair. These are the points I think we should have. Number one is to have it every year after the Memorial Day weekend, during the weekend following Memorial Day. And these are one of the ideas we put on the resolution. Number two is to create a subcommittee which would comprise of, which should be co-chaired by the chair of the Park Recreation and Culture Committee and the Health and Committee. And then every committee should contribute a member of their committee, preferably the chair or vice chair, and that we start planning it until at the beginning of the term in September. So what I like to do, I don't think we can do that at the next meeting, but I like people to think about it in the summer. So we could put together a resolution in front of the executive board and the general board for a vote for that. I like to hear people, any other ideas that we could add or to this particular idea of putting together a resolution coming from this committee.
Nicholas?
Yeah.
I'm confused. I'm hearing you, what you're saying. You want to have it the weekend after Labor Day.
Not
So
Labor Day,
that-
Memorial Weekend.
A Memorial Weekend. I'm sorry, then that's. Okay, so it's the weekend after Memorial Day weekend.
Mhm.
So, so in 2023, it would be,
2023, right?
yeah, okay, got it.
And that the board will put together a subcommittee specifically for the community fair. And co-chaired by the Park Recreation and Culture Committee Chair and the Health Chair. Because basically what we had was a health fair, a resource fair, and a job fair. And that each standing committee in the board should contribute at least a member of their committee, preferably the chair or the vice chair, for planning the next community fair. And one more thing I wanted to add is to really alternate the fair location. On even years, it will be at Ronald McNair Park. And on odd years, it will be on the other side of the district, preferably either Wingate Park or the old Bossinger High School field or some other park that's closer on the other side of the district. These are the ideas I've been playing around, so I want to communicate that when we put that resolution. So, because I think we need a self-contained area, because I think one of the suggestions was to have it at the entrance of the Prospect Park. I don't think that would have worked well for us as it did with Ronald McNair Park. And I think we'll make that work out to be a very, very good location to do what we're doing. Because we also have access to the high school. If we need to have some stuff, then we can get that aspect for certain a play for staging and some other stuff. Mm. So let's think about it. At the September meeting, we want to craft that resolution to submit to the executive board and to the whole board as a whole. Okay.
Nicholas,
Yes.
I really, really think it's a great idea to pick the date, like
Yeah.
you're saying, because now you know a year in advance.
Mhm.
And everybody then can work towards a particular weekend, first weekend, second weekend, whatever the case might be. The date was changed around from May 22nd to June
Right.
4th. And, you know, that might have thrown quite a lot of people off. And also because, you know, you need to have, some people need months to
Mhm.
prepare.
Correct.
You know, this may not be the only thing that they're preparing or participating in. So the more time you allow for people to know it's coming, the more likely they're going to be able to fully participate.
True.
So I think that's a great idea.
Mhm. I absolutely agree 100% for that. Because one of the things that was not as great was the food distribution. When we did the health fair the year before, we gave out a lot more fresh fruits and package of food. It was not that much this year. And I think that's one of the part I found I was lacking, because there a lot more food giveaway could have been done. Because the health fair that the health committee had the year before, there was a lot of food given away to the community, both fresh foods and also dry foods. But this time it was very, very little. So, and like I say, if we have that subcommittee and we start early, so we could start working and getting all that contact, all the agencies that do food distribution to be part of that, so we could provide a lot more food to the community. But I don't know with the community garden, I know you guys do something like that you work with. And that's probably, I'm sure if you guys had enough time, you could have probably be part of that. So I absolutely agree with you. Okay.
That actually was the first weekend that the Fresh Food Box program started
Sorry.
at
Mhm.
a particular community garden on Maple Street. So it was
Mhm.
absolutely clear. But it's the beginning of the summer season. So you need to know, like I said, well in advance so that you can have those
Perfect. Right, that's
things there.
right. Mhm. Absolutely. I don't know what, also in talking about what we lack also was we didn't get too many of the elected passing by. The person that spent the most time was Crystal Hudson. She must have spent almost a couple of hours there. And the other ones, they just sent representative. So hopefully next year, because the plan, I think Dante, the way he said it, he said he didn't plan for any of them to come and say anything, but politician, they want a microphone to say something, and that was not part of that. So I can understand why I didn't see too many of them passing through. So hopefully next year we could do something a little different. But it also, I don't know if people, I did not see too many youth into that fair. I was hoping to get a lot more, even though the youth committee did a lot of work to get people there prior to that, but we didn't get, which means we need to have some kind of magnet to bring the youth. So this is something we got to work on. And one other thing I tried to do and didn't quite to do was to work with PLG Arts, and they had some performers that the youth follow to try to be part of that. Unfortunately, they couldn't make it. But right now, since we're starting early, this is something we plan, because one guy that was going to try to come through has a conflict because he had to go and perform in Bushwick. So there was a lot of conflict. So starting early, locking the date in is going to make great wonders to get a much bigger fair, much more fair that we can do it. The first weekend in May is also, for the location works well because we are back to back with first Saturday at the Brooklyn Museum. So people going there be able to pass through the fair and head there. So this is something we have to keep, try to see.
No, you're saying the first weekend in May, you mean the first weekend in June?
First weekend in June, yes,
Right.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the first- yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I just want to offer a suggestion.
Mhm.
I agree. Now that we have a proposed date, that we intend to maintain yearly. So everybody would know that the weekend after Memorial Day is, CB9 Community Fair. Everybody would know that, right?
Right.
I'm thinking that throughout our year, every time somebody comes to present to us, we should, invite them, tell them about our fair also after their presentation. So, and let them know, well, look, the weekend after Memorial Day, that's where the action is. Come down, show our community what you have, etc., etc. Start to invite people, throughout the year, and, the liaisons, when they meet with them, keep reminding them of the fair and stuff, because we have a lot of productive things going on in the community. But one of the ways of advertising this talent we have is to bring them to the fair. So that's just my suggestion.
No, it's well taken. Actually, I agree with you. I was thinking of the same thing too. I thought about that same thing too.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
So, no, great. All right. Anybody else?
Once you confirm that weekend will be it, that's the point where you send out some invitations.
Right.
People that have come and presented at our meetings, etc., over the last year or two, you could send them invitations once the board decides that that's the date, that's the weekend, the first weekend in June or the weekend following such and such. That's when you start sending out the invitations.
That's the reason I said, let's put a resolution and get the board vote on it. It's going to vote on the date, then it's going to be etched, almost etched in stone. Okay?
Yes.
So that's why we have to have that resolution ready for September, at September meeting.
Nicholas,
Okay.
can we move it along so that we can all?
Yes,
the
it's
next
about
place?
10 minutes. So I wish we had more time. I don't know, the planification for next year, what I want to say to this clearly, we don't know because Bo Hall has been a little bit tardy in deciding who's going to be a board member. So when we start in September, we're going to start brand new, which means we got to elect new vice chair, secretary, and the Fred Baptiste or whomever who's the chair have to decide who's going to run each and all those committees. And what I want to say, if you like to continue to work with this committee, please let me know, because then, and also Fred know if you want to continue to be a resident member, if you're not chosen by Bo Hall to become a board member. So that way we'll keep the continuity going. Because one person who I think we lost is Amy Pickerton, because her tenure as a board member had expired, and that's why we don't see her anymore. But there was also always the possibility, if you want to remain in that board, if you're no longer board member appointed by City Hall, but you could always be appointed as a community resident member. That's the planification we'll talk about next year. So when it comes September, we're going to take that up. So if you're interested, please let me know, because based on the I think the bylaws allow either the chairperson or the chair of the committee to appoint community resident members. So please let us know. So that's the planification for next year. I don't know where, let's move quickly to the report from the different liaison. I don't know if there's anything else to report at this one. If you do, you could go ahead and let us know. Rich, anything from the Brooklyn Museum?
I was there recently. It's open. Nothing particular comes to mind. I liked your idea of having this culture meeting, this board meeting, this community fair coordinated with the Saturday, I guess, at the Brooklyn Museum.
For Saturday.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You know, my schedule personally, I'm just talking personally, it's very busy in the spring and summer. My weekends are committed to another organization, which is an outdoors organization that we use the weekends, you know. And so I feel a little contrite that I'm not active in this community fair. By the way, you may not know, but this Sunday there's a arts fair being sponsored by the PLJ Arts. Are you aware of that?
Yes. Yeah, I'm very much aware of that. Actually, I've been talking with the Rena Cledge and Hollis.
Right.
I'm trying to attend as many of them as I can as possible.
Right.
Since you met,
it's mostly Nostra and Rogers vicinity.
Right.
We may say between Hawthorne and Lincoln, somewhere in that range. I'm actually participating on Rutland. I'm exhibiting some of my artwork.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask. How many pieces you're going to have part of that?
Yeah, it's their old work. I'm not very active right now, but I'm putting up stuff by request.
Okay. Well, I can add, since you bring it up, he will be into the Friday e-blast from Community Board.
Okay.
I think I spoke to Rena today. She emailed me. She said she's sending over there so you could be in the e-blast. So the whole the people that watch Community Board e-blast will be able to have that information in also.
Okay.
All right, let's move on quickly. Brenda, anything you want to add?
No, I sent out emails to all of the 3 community gardens that are affiliated with CB9, asking them to send forth a calendar of events upcoming for the summer, fall. So I heard back from one that they like, do you want just the fresh food box or do you want other events? We want everything.
We want everything.
Yeah, everything. But you know, so when they respond to me, I will forward that information so that by September there should be harvest festivals, etc. This weekend was the opening. There was Open Garden Day at the community gardens. It was both Saturday and Sunday. So
Okay.
I'm sure that's why some people couldn't be up at Eastern Parkway because they were involved with community gardens at their community gardens. But I will keep up on all three of them, see if they have upcoming events for September through November, which is the entire garden season will be over by Thanksgiving. So that's it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Julia, anything you want to say about Prospect Park Alliance?
I'm muted. Okay, I sent everyone who's on our committee the breakout, what is it? I'm losing my words, but there was a notice that was sent from Prospect Park Alliance. And they had a quarterly meeting. They had the next steps of what they'd like to do. I sent it around so we can just keep it short. My issue at this time with Prospect Park Alliance is I am unclear, and I'm going to work this out. I'm unclear on exactly what they plan to do for the renovation of the Vale of Kashmir. There are some people in the community who believe that what they want to do for the Vale of Kashmir will be damaging to the birds, and that not enough people in the community understand what they want to do. It seems that they want to put a building there. And if you're at all familiar with the Vale of Kashmir, it is about one of the most quiet places in Brooklyn. If you put a building there or a amphitheater, you are now not having a quiet place for birds. Birders are not at all happy with this. And I am having coffee with Deborah Kirshner to get her to explain to me, because at this time, this is what I think occurs. They make a presentation of what they say for the Vale of Kashmir. If you as a community or as a person say, I don't think that that's a good idea. Oh, that's not what we're planning to do. It's what they say. We're not planning to do that. This is just a rough draft. Nobody has seen the real drawing. And if you are on Park Slope, you're told something quite clear, that the Black side of the community wants it. And the Black side of the community is told that the white side of the community wants it. Nobody wants it. So I'm waiting to get a report so that we can have some transparency.
Okay.
Because this is how nonsense goes on. You know, you'll wake up and find out that there's a building there and was told that we asked you 6 or 7 times, and that and one of the jokes is you were asked, did you want it brick or did you want it concrete? And there's no place in the survey that says you didn't want it at all.
Right. Then we can reach out to our alliance to get much more clarification. I'm glad you're going to have coffee with Deborah Kirshner, so you could get more clarification. Hopefully in September you could report to us or what happened, so you could get it. But I understand they are planning more survey and maybe more public outreach. So let's see what happens. Okay. In the interest of time, we're going to move on. Is Ainsley Byner here?
No.
Okay, so we could skip that. And any staff coming, since she was not on the board. I'm glad Mr. Warren Bailey. Okay, is here. Maybe you could give us some idea what's happening at the Botanical Garden, because that's what Amy used to tell us. Anything pretty quickly, pretty short.
What kind of update would you like? Just
Usually
what
she give us
developments are going on in the garden?
update of what going on. Like for example, when you have the light show, what's available for the community to come and participate. What are the plans for the summer? I realize one of the organization that I've been following for a long time iteration
Okay.
exchange. I see they're having quite a lot of activity, different part of the garden. Regine Romain has been having quite a few activity within the garden.
Yeah. So this from this weekend, from Saturday, it's the kind of official opening of the summer art installations that are in the garden. So the kind of theme is birds. The kind of summer festival is called For the Birds, and it's around music and art. And there are around 35, something like that, 35 birdhouses made by artists from around the world. And they've been placed around in the landscape. And there's associated music to go with that. The person that came up with the idea for the project was a music score, not a composer, but someone that organizes music for films. And they got international artists, musicians to record music inspired by birds, and then it kind of snowballed into the birdhouses as physical objects. So that's opening up to the birdhouses are installed now, but officially it opens to the public on Saturday. And obviously I know a lot of you will be frequent visitors or members of the garden, but also, you know, the community tickets and the like continue. That program continues as well. So yeah, I would recommend coming to see the birdhouses and the art installation for the summer months.
Can I ask, is it possible you could send the information to the community board office, so you could put in an email blast? So
yeah, sure.
Inform the community, please do that. That would be much appreciated.
Yeah, I'll reach out to Ethan, who's our
yes.
I'll reach out to Ethan to make sure you.
Yeah, because I did speak to him during the fair. Yes, he was there representing the botanical garden, which was great. Okay, folks, it's 8 o'clock. Let's move on. Are there any old business? Well, in old business, I just want to announce that I announced the last time we have a community group that are working in the new project Art in the Schoolyard. So they've been meeting as a community group to see how they could bring this to fruition. Hopefully by the time we come in September, we'll have full plan, since we spoke about it before. We'll have a full plan available. I think the first school we already decided would be PS 221 on Empire. Because one of our members, Naomi Baptiste, was not here today. He was PTA president.
She's here now.
She is? Oh, I'm sorry, Naomi. Welcome. I didn't see you coming, and you have your hand up. Please say something.
Good evening, all. How y'all doing? Hopefully everybody's doing okay. Two things. First, welcome summer. Welcome summer. Second, you never discussed, I don't know if everybody's aware on here about the dog pooping and peeing at 221 in the field that I talked to you personally about, Mr. Allen. So I want to go ahead and explain, but if you want to, because you're the chair, to let them know, let everybody know that this is a problem at 221. And if we decide to have a mural there, we can't have people bringing their dogs there to pee and poop on the grass where the kids play at. So since we're at a park, since we are the Parks and Recreation Committee, I think that should be something that needs to be discussed. Thank you.
No, absolutely going to do that. As a matter of fact, I've gotten together with the environmental community to see how we could impact the situation. That we very much addressed it. So I think we're going to definitely, so this is our last meeting for the month, but between the summer and September, this is definitely something we're going to work on. And as part of the meeting to do that mural, I think we're going to put that as part of our discussion to see how we can mitigate the situation.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I'm bringing it up is because you can't wait till September to do that. This is a public park that is where kids are coming in, and they have, and it's attached to a school, and the park recreation is saying that they don't clean it. So the school is in charge of cleaning it. And we have kids out there that's getting sick when they fall on the tarp. They smell like urine. dog urine. So my thing is that if I'm on this committee and we're talking about all this beautification, we have to also talk about some of the parks that are connected to the schools with these children, because my son is one of the children. And if my child is playing outside and there's dog poop or pee on the park and there's residents there that are doing this and we have the power to do something about it, I can't wait till September to do it.
Okay, well, that's the thing I was gonna bring, that's part of the thing I was gonna bring in your business, but because our mandate is ending, what I'm suggesting is to refer this to the board and especially the district manager, because he has a cabinet that can really appeal to find out exactly how to get this resolved. If let's say this was happening in your house, you would call 311 and try and take a report. You send your 311 number to the board and
I
they will
got
follow up.
multiple complaints from 311 and I'm the PTA president there. That's
If
why
you
I'm bringing
do-
it to you. That's why I had you speak to the parent coordinator. So I'm sending again. I understand what
Send
you're
it to
saying.
Dante,
but I
send it to
already-
Dante for follow-up.
Let me
at this
finish,
point.
Mr. Nicholas.
Mhm.
I understand what you're saying, but I already brought it to the office. I already
Mm.
brought it to us. So that's why I'm saying the more that we keep pushing it away is that it's not gonna go away. So I don't have a problem with waiting because I got the 311 reports, but there's nothing being done. So that's why I'm bringing it up.
My only problem is we have a structural problem since we don't function for the 2 months of the summer. There's not much we can do it, but the people that may be able to do something, the people that are in the office at this time. But I think I would check on it. I would press on it as an individual because that doesn't make sense. Because that would segue to what I was saying, and I think I want this committee to develop a playground and park evaluation instrument so we can go and identify those problems. So, but I don't think we have enough time left in the season to do that, but this is something we plan to do next September, once we start again. Okay. Are there any other old business? Any new business? Seeing none. Well, this was a very fruitful meeting. So hopefully it's been great working with all of you for this year. Looking forward to see you again for next year. Hopefully some of you will become board members. So if you had applied, check with Board Hall, see where your application is. If you're not appointed, please let us know so we could keep you at community resident member. I wish everybody to have a nice summer and we'll enjoy the outdoors, be in the park, be in all the parks. Okay?
Okay.
A motion
Have a
to
great summer,
adjourn.
everyone.
A
motion
motion
to
to
adjourn.
adjourn. A motion to adjourn is
Seconded.
Yeah, seconded.
second. All right, so enjoy your summer, guys.
You
Meanwhile, we
too.
can
Happy
talk
summer.
to each other in between, okay? If you have any idea, send me an email.
Stay safe,
Will it-
everyone.
I'll give you a
Rowan, thank you
call.
for coming.
Okay, to one, thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
All right. ciao,
Everybody,
ciao.
enjoy the rest of your summer and let's go and watch
Safe.
the hearings.
All right,
Bye,
stay
all.
safe, Nicholas.
Good night all, good night all.
Bye.